All right. Pickles, the drummer.
Yes.
From this state of Wisconsin.
From Tomahawk.
Tomahawk, Wisconsin, northern
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Why?
Yeah, why? Why, really?
Honestly, we had between me and Tommy Blacha, who's the co-creator, we do all the voices of the band. I do Nathan, Pickles, and Squiscar, and the manager, and then I'll do a bunch of odds and ends. And Tommy does Murderface and Toki. So when we were kind of auditioning against each other, because I knew that I wanted us to be these 5 guys, because I could always throw us in the booth, and we can, if we don't like dialogue, we can go and fix it. If a scene isn't working, we can fix it, and we're always available to kind of do or redo dialogue. And I hate being stuck with something that I have to live with. I'd rather be able to just constantly mold and sculpt and fix as I continue the show. So we auditioned against each other, and I had a good voice for Nathan. I had a good voice for Squiscar. And Pickles I didn't really have. I was kind of using my normal voice in the first kind of take, and it just didn't seem to work. But one of my favorite documentaries ever is American Movie with Mark Borchardt and Mike Shank and all those guys. And I had I have a better impression than what Pickles' voice ended up being, but it started out with an impression of Mark Borchardt from American Movie, and kind of devolved into a more nasally kind of like. And I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Illinois, so my parents both have Midwestern style,
thing,
and I did too growing up until I moved to California. So we said Wisconsin, and we just kind of pointed on the map. Tomahawk sounds cool.
It is kind of a metal name, though, you mentioned it.
Yeah, Tomahawk's pretty cool. That's the thing that you use to kill someone with, a tomahawk. That's awesome. So he's from Tomahawk, Wisconsin. Later on, I was doing an episode where this is in the second season, where they go back to Tomahawk for Pickles' brother Seth's wedding, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna find some kind of things out about Tomahawk that I didn't know before, and I went on to Wikipedia, which is the ultimate source of lame, horrible, non-corroborated information, and it said. Tomahawk is in Wisconsin. That's all it said. And I'm like, then it says notable celebrities. I'm like, okay, here we go. It says Pickles the drummer from Dethklok. And I'm like, come on, help me out here. Are you serious? That's it? I made that up. That's bullshit. Or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot of metal going on in the Midwest. It's, I'm from the Midwest, and Wisconsin just needed to be represented. I mean, we represent Florida through Nathan Explosion and the whole Florida death metal scene and stuff like that. We don't say where Murderface is from. Then we have Scandinavia. We have Norway and Sweden via Squiscar and Toki. So we just kind of wanted to take different parts of where metal happens and bring them in. There's a lot more metal going on in other places in Brazil and stuff like that we didn't get to mention. But, there's only so much time in the day.
Yeah, it's just awesome that you had 5 personalities. I guess 4 with a home. Yeah. And Wisconsin was one of them. It's just awesome.
No, it was fun. Awesome. No, it's just Well, Tommy also, he's from Detroit, so again, like between he and I, there's a lot of kind of Midwest.
So you just Midwest is in the back of your mind,
Yeah, always. I love the Midwest. One day I hope to move out of Hollywood. Sorry about the TV.
Yeah, it was cheap.
It looks cheap.
We stole it.
Looks like a real piece of crap. Saving money. Anyway, go on. Yes.
Corpse Grinder.
Yes.
Wears a Dethklok shirt all the time.
Yes.
I think since he bought it or you gave it to him or something, he has not taken it off.
We charged him $140 for it.
I bet you he obliged happily.
Yeah.
But it's got to be awesome to have, that kind of diehard support from somebody who's been, so influential and important to the death metal scene.
Oh, absolutely.
And then also with all your guests that you get to come on the show.
Well, he's awesome. He's an awesome dude. We like him a lot.
Incredible,
and he's and he was a big part. We didn't really base anybody off of anybody on the show because everyone goes, oh, that's got to be Geezer Butler and that's got to be Devin Townsend or like whatever.
Michael Ackerfeld.
Yeah. Or like Alexi from whatever. And we're like, no, none of those guys. Actually, the guy who drew that stuff didn't know who any of those bands were at the time, But we did say, like, this is Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse.
Mm-hmm.
And he's...
You had to, right?
A combination between, like, Corpse Grinder and Conan the Barbarian. That's who we want Nathan Explosion to be. And so the way that he moves on stage, we definitely... And George knows all that stuff. And so we wanted to involve him. I met him backstage at a show. And I said, listen, I want you to do some voices on the show. And he was excited. And, all these guys in metal, they are all tough and badass. But they're all also... nerds. They love Star Wars. They love Monty Python. They like all the stuff that is still cool. You know, they're not actual serial killers in real life. They actually enjoy the cool stuff. You know, so he is also one of those guys. He's also, but he's very tough. Don't try to cross him. I saw him kill 2 nuns.
Yeah.
By staring at them. Yeah.
You know how in between every song he'll get up and say something that's just completely freaking awesome. Like every show, you know, I'll give you till the end of the day to go out and buy the new album, and if you don't, I'm gonna personally come out there and kill every last fucking one of you and shove a meat hook or something. Yeah. I've literally seen him do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw him take sandpaper to someone's face, and it was a very fine grade, and it took him about 2 hours, and he finally sanded the guy's face off.
Really though, I've had the pleasure of meeting the guy. He's an awesome person.
He's absolutely cool. Yeah, he's the coolest guy. Yeah. Yeah.
So Death Album 2
Yes.
come out recently.
Came out recently, about 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Was second album you guys did was a little bit easier second time around?
No, nothing's any easier. I mean, like, I learned more. I think it sounds better. I think the production's better. I like the way it turned out. But it's just as tough. I mean, I don't know. There's a boring gruelingness to recording an album, and there's also a really cool electric creative part about it too. But like recording rhythm guitars is, I don't want to wish that on my worst enemy. It's like it's boring. It sucks. I mean, after you've had the fun of writing the riffs and all that stuff, it's just about locking them in and making them sound right. And then beyond that, like lead guitars and keyboards and all that stuff, that's fun and creative. And doing vocals is fun and creative, and writing on the spot is fun. But I'm happy with the way this turned out. And we beat our first record first record was number 21 on Billboard charts, and this one hit number 15. So it's both humiliating and wonderful to have beaten ourselves, and also to have been beaten by ourselves is the humiliating part.
Yeah,
I got to live with that every day.
That's tough.
It's hard to look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah,
when you do that. Yeah,
it's an accomplishment, I guess.
You're
doing something with your life.
To be beaten or to beat is an accomplishment, either way you look at it. Yeah, I agree.
And then also coming out.
To do nothing is an accomplishment in some ways.
I guess in some.
I'm doing it right now. Hold on, check it out. There, I accomplished nothing.
Accomplished nothing.
Yeah. Go on. You have a question.
I don't have it. I have a question. So you also have, as you can see on my little board there, video game coming out. So bloggers are talking about, and longer episodes in season 3.
Longer episodes. Video games in a weird place. Can't talk about it right now.
Fair enough.
Maybe will. Maybe won't. Don't know what's going on. They don't tell me anything. But yes, longer episodes, half-hour episodes. Season 3, we got 10 brand new episodes. I think it's going to be our best season ever, and I think it lives a nicer life in a longer time slot, and gets to be more of a real TV show than these kind of little teasers that happen. You know? Yeah. So I think, and you know, I don't think it slows down. I think the pace is great, and I think we keep kind of developing these characters, and that's what makes it fun. And if we stop developing the characters, then I think that we don't have a show. So it's very cool. I'm really happy with the way it's turning out.
Yeah, half-hour episodes. I'm excited because it's with the 15 minutes. It's hard to got to be hard to develop a story as much.
Well, I mean, the stories get to be kind of crazy and angular and fun, and this one we have to kind of batten down the hatches a little bit more story-wise, you know, because the story is more important in a longer amount of time. In a shorter amount of time, you can zigzag and just be angular and absurd if you want to, which is also fun. But you know, at some point, you just want to get to know the show a little bit better.
Well, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks, camera guys.
Yeah, thank you, camera technical crew.
Technical crew.
And I'm sure you might have something to go do. Sometimes bands have a lot to do. Sometimes bands are like, no, we sit around. So
no, I'm gonna go.
You can go back and do.
I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna go get a jog in. I had a lot of pizza late last night. I'm gonna go do some running. I like to do 1,000 toe touches, and which I think is important, and throw up in my own mouth for a little bit. And
so it's not quite bulimia.
Yeah. No, I eat it again.
That's respectable.
Yeah, it's like I'm concerned about weight loss.
1 meal.
Yeah. No. I mean, this is gross. I don't want to continue this conversation. Hold on, I'm gonna go to bed. Slow fade out. Can you do that? Slow fade to black.
Slow fade. The Rave TV. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.